Hello, the world of YouTube. Hope y'all well. Yeah, we're sitting here on the other end of a public holiday here in Australia. We just got done with the King's birthday, I believe it was, and yeah, it was a good weekend nonetheless. We enjoyed a little bit of time off from work and a little bit of a relaxation and just seeing how the world worked for a little bit. I wanted to just talk to you briefly about the UFC we just had yesterday, which was a Sunday for us over here. And one of the standouts of that card was my man Kevin Holland showing up and showing out. Um, Kevin hasn't been showing like his best self for a minute, and every time he turned up, he ended up being getting like a being on the wrong side of a butt kicking, and just seeing what he has what he has managed to do just this weekend was outstanding. He fought one of the true vets of this sport. Like, this dude has been fighting since they like turned the lights on at his house, and he's fighting on a great level. And I'm not sure how 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 Kevin improved so much for this fight, but it looked like he's just caught up to what he's supposed to be doing. He just caught up to the timing. He just caught up to that. Like, everybody talks about like karate stances and stuff like that, but Kevin always looked like he's just not in balance. Like, he's just about to get kicked and loses his stuff. But today yesterday, sorry, he just showed up and he was a problem. He was there for every part of the fight, and he was like the old Kevin. He was talking, he did not stop, he was just onto it. And his leg kicks were on point, his counter punches were on point, to the point that Vicente Luque was like, who saw that Kevin Holland is just gonna go ahead and submit Vicente Luque? Vicente has always been the guy that's been mistaken for a striker, but his ground game is second to none, and he trains with people like Gilbert Byrne and other people from that camp who are outstanding um, jiu-jitsu people. Like, that whole team used to be called the Black Zillions because it was like a bunch of like the Kamara Usmans, the whatnot, and then there's like a plethora of Brazilians, people like Tyrone Spong, who's like an outstanding kickboxer. People like what's his name? I just mentioned him, but he lost his last fight against another Brazilian dude, Gilbert Burns, who's a world class Brazilian Jiu Jitsu guy, and and Kevin Kevin submitted him, and it wasn't even close, and he got some kind of weird dust situation, and just was and when Vicente was trying to defend it, he had him in almost like an extended knee lock, and it looked like if he it like so he was gonna get choked out, and maybe that knee might have popped as well if Vicente wasn't as flexible as he is, because he had him in all kind of trouble. And I loved it, and I love watching it, and I love seeing him come up on top. And yeah, and then I read somebody saying, "Oh, he wins one and he loses two." Not if he shows up like this. He always wins one, but he wins one like by a knockout. But he was countering. He's like he was countering really really well, and it looks like he's ready to do something beautiful in that division. And I hope I'm not wrong, but I am tuning in. So that was part of the fights that I've enjoyed tremendously, and I love seeing Kevin Holland kick some butt for once, even though I expected him not to come up on top. Then I saw the other fight that impressed me was Kayla Harrison, and I can't remember the name of the girl she fought. Uh, Kayla versus Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena. And the last thing I expected was for her to submit Juliana. Juliana is a girl that submits the other girls. She is the menace on the ground. I thought Kayla's like best chance was to just stay in a stand up fight, and Juliana in like the when she first started, she was doing something weird, like with her finger during the when the camera came on her when she was in the locker room. And I was like, what is she planning to do? Is this is like some kind of sign language for somebody? But leave that alone. So I was very impressed. She just came up and she kicked some butt. Then she did an absolute speech, and DC was talking about how funny she is, which I found was hilarious. He said a little bit of a joke that she said about homeschooling maybe her kids or something, and how they tended to be. And she said something along the line that they getting trained by a fighter, like taught maths by a fighter. I'm butchering the whole situation, but they're saying like she getting taught maths by a fighter. So what is she like? What are we doing? We don't know what we're doing. At least we're spending time together, which I thought was hilarious. And DC timing is way better than mine at the moment, so we'll keep it at that. Then after that, we had the main event. Oh, that Kimura, by the way, it gave me flashbacks of the wonderful, which is Merab's old coach. I keep thinking Dean Thomas, but it's not Dean Thomas. It's Matt Serra. Matt Serra was like in that Dana looking for a fight thing, and he put Nick the Tooth in like some of these Kimuras, and he is well known for it. And they come from the same camp that started like a whole revolution in jiu-jitsu with like the Dana Hada squad and all of that, and he's very well respected and a world-class black belt himself. But for Kayla to do that to Juliana was outstanding to me. And I don't know what Juliana could have done. This was the theme of that night, is like, what could these other fighters do? They seem to be doing all the right things, but it's just not against these people. It seems like some people have broken into their own little atmosphere, their own little level. Well, talking about level, then comes Merab. Merab has always been like the best wrestler, so to speak, and his wrestling always depended on a beautiful amount of cardio. So now you got the guy that can wrestle non-stop, and now he is throwing sharp combinations that he is hitting Sugar Sean cleanly. And if Sugar was not who he is, he would have been rocked a couple times. Like those, he would have put him, he would have put him somewhere, like legitimately. And then all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, I think Sugar stands a chance because Merab was looked like Merab was having trouble taking him down in like round 1 and 2, and then, whoa, then it just became a thing. Then he just took him down when he thought about it. One time he had him like against the fence, and he had his both legs elevated and basically was carrying him against the fence and did not even breathe heavy. They came to him and like I think John Wood or something was coming to him and was gonna say something to him or something like that about his breathing and stuff. And Sugar was doing that. You can tell he's trying to center himself and just focus on recovering between rounds. Like he wasn't even about to listen. He was just gonna get his breath and go back. And I felt like he done well until he didn't. And it looks like he didn't because Merab decided he shouldn't, and just put on a bit of a clinic. Like he whooped him. He put something out there, and I've enjoyed it. think we'd love to see them again. Maybe, I don't know. Sugar will have to go and beat everybody else, which he probably can. Sugar's is fairly new compared to what Merab had to go through, and Merab is putting it through people. Merab is stronger than these people, and he's easy to love. Like I don't like Ilya, for example, and him and Ilya are great friends. But then I saw this interview between, I think it was Alexander Volkanovski and Merab, and Merab was telling him, "Look, I'm comfortable here," and the way he just spoke to Volk, go watch it. It's beautiful, and the way he spoke to Volk, and it was like just a little snippet. It just made me like the dude more, and I can't hate. So he just came over there, and to be honest, I wanted Sean to win because Sean was my bet. I thought maybe Sean is doing something. Maybe he has all that potential that he was sort of robbing himself from. But yeah, no, not tonight. And the funny part is you can't catch up to Merab because guess what? Merab has been doing this for the last how many years? He's never taken a breath. He's never taken a step away. He's like those Dagestani guys, like the Habib team. They have been loyal to this game from its inception. They've never taken it easy. They've never taken a day down. That's why Omar, for example, can hang in there and be there, even though he's getting wilted like the rest of them, but he's there. The technique is there. If he's about like halfway dead, he's gonna perform. And the same can be said for Hamzat. Even though Hamzat goes in like a bull, but he's still there till the end because guess what? They're not taking a step back. They have never taken a step back, and it seems like maybe if you're young enough, if you do this thing religiously, like daily, and not stop for like 2 or 3 years, maybe you'll catch up to him. But good luck. Good luck. People body doesn't last through these things. Remember Dominic Cruz, for example. Dominic was outstanding. He never took a step back. Remember Cain Velasquez, for example. Their bodies just stopped keeping up with the whole situation. So yeah, all this goes to say, like, Marab is a problem. He's gonna remain a problem. He's continuously being a problem, and I don't see that changing. And he's gonna keep it going. And yeah, he had him wrapped up. He wrapped them up in such a strange choke that looked like a neck crank, and it looked like Sugar Sean was thought like, you know what, I'm just gonna go out. Like I'm not gonna tap. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna leave on my shield and stuff. Mm-mm. You might have gone to sleep eventually, but he was gonna crack the so boop boop out of your neck. He wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't gonna. He doesn't look. He didn't look like he would. If he would have was going to sleep, he would have went to sleep. But it wasn't. It wasn't that kind of situation. He was eventually gonna go to sleep, but he was. He was gonna rip something off him, and that something might have been his head. It just didn't look like a north south. It didn't look like a north south is almost pleasant. A north south, somebody has you in a north south. This dude had him wrapped up in like some weird next level stuff. But anyhow, it was beautiful to watch. I've enjoyed it. Um, the UFC can do no wrong. And yeah, let's go. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your time. If you got to this video, I'm still trying to figure out the audio. I'm still trying to figure out the rest of these things. So let's see. I'm looking like a vampire. Half my face ain't working, and look, look. we just pushed it. All right. All right. Well, much love and all of that. Take it easy. See you later.